This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, all. So yesterday we have started with planning methods. So create an item and enable these planning methods. We have enabled min-max planning method. We have given the list price, expense account, and the source as our supplier. Run min-max planning report with restock parameter as yes. Then we have to run requisition import program from purchasing. So here, once after running requisition import program, the requisitions are going to get imported into my purchasing module. This is here in purchasing. Here, when we have run requisition import program, here, these are the programs which are going to run. And when you see the output, there are two requisitions which are created. So number of unapproved requisitions created is 2. The point is, like yesterday, when we are going to when we have defined an employee, that is in HRMS, first point is we always define employees under HR organization. And for HR organization, we need to assign some location. So work structures, organization, description. What is the organization? GSS, BG. We also have classified this business group as our HR organization, but here we did not assign the location. That is the only point which is missing. So location is compulsory for an HR organization. So I have assigned some location here. And now if you see, I'll just create a new item to test this. Items, master items, GSS. GSS min-max item. Copy from some template. Apply. Done. Inventory item. In purchasing, view the list price. 100. And here you enable your planning methods. Make sure that it is a by item. Minimum quantity is 20, maximum quantity is 100, and replenishment source is supplier. Save. Now we are going to run min-max planning report. Planning, min-max planning report. This is that organization items under minimum quantity, and just set restock as, let's keep all the parameters as it is. Click on OK, submit. Now if you see the report output, for yesterday's also it has created this requirement here. This is new item which I have created, meaning this is testing purpose. Yesterday I have created. This is the new item just now I have created, GSSMM. And what is my reorder quantity here? It is 100 quantity. So 20 is my minimum quantity, maximum is 100, my on hand is 0. So my reorder quantity is maximum minus on hand availability, that is 0, equal to 100. Now we have to run which process here in purchasing areas. Switch to purchasing. View request. This is requisition import program. Import source is inventory. Group by items. And I'm not going to initiate for approval. No. So it is going to call ADS order import program for each and every requisition. So since there are 3 items which have to be imported in purchasing, so it is going to run this import program for 3 times. Because
you said that it will create 2 lines, right? One for 400 and one for 100.
in one requisition, it is going to create 2 lines for that particular item. But here I'm saying group by item, meaning it is going to create a separate requisition for each and every item. For one requisition, we may have 1 or more lines.
Okay.
Here you can see there are 3 requisitions which are created. Unapproved requisitions is 3. But again, when you check your requisitions, for first requisition summary, here 405, 404, 403. Now when I just click on open and check my lines here, distributions, this is for which item? GMM. And here this is for which item? Lines. Here you can see there are 2 lines which are created. One for 400, another is 100.
Okay.
Are you getting the point here? So after processing the requisitions, now we have to go ahead with our procurement process, but we still have not started with procurement. That process I'll show you later. But we'll discuss about other planning methods. So what are the other planning methods here is, one is min-max planning, and that too we have planned at organization level. But I wanted to plan the material at sub-inventory level. Then how do you plan the items at sub-inventory level? Meaning one inventory organization may have 1 or more sub-inventories. Like for example, if you wanted to plan the material at our sub-inventory level, go to setup, organizations, no, not from here, in PO, here in inventory, setup, organizations, sub-inventories. This is GSS GSS. So these are my sub-inventories. Now I wanted to plan this material at my sub-inventory level. So to plan the items at sub-inventory level, first you select your sub-inventory, assign the items at sub-inventory level, go to items of sub-inventory. Here you select for which item you wanted to plan, that is GSSMM, and here you set up the planning parameters for this sub-inventory. This is minimum quantity is some 50 and the maximum quantity is some 200. And optionally we can give minimum order quantity, maximum order quantity. Sourcing is supply. Sourcing is supplier. Save this now, but when you are going to run the planning parameters, sorry, planning reports, planning min-max planning report, but this report we are going to run at what level here is planning level. Earlier we have run this report at organization level. Now you run at what level here? Sub inventory level. And if you don't give any sub inventory, it is going to plan for all the sub inventories. But here I wanted to plan for this store tray, and here restock as yes. So this is how you plan the items at our sub inventory list. Click on submit. Click on file. Now here you can see that GSS, that too only for which stores here? Stores. My reorder quantity is 200. Then switch to purchasing. And here you run your requisition import program. Import source, group by item,
Sir, like min-max planning report in the real time, it will be automatically scheduled one, sir. Like suppose if item is having less than minimum quantity, it automatically trigger and it will run the requisition import program.
say we can schedule this program. I'm running this program manually. In case if you wanted to schedule these programs, here it is not by default automatic. Here, which program you wanted to schedule? Say for example, you wanted to schedule this program, requisition import program, and you want this program to be run every say for example every day. Then what we can do here is, let me just complete here.
Sir, what Tarun is saying is in real time it will be automatically scheduled, right? Instead of we doing manually.
I understood. Let me just wait in the program is complete. Here, this is the requisitions which are going to be created, and this is 4006. These are the lines, but here it is created at sub inventory level, meaning whatever the stocks which I'm going to get from this particular requisitions, I need to take these stocks into this store one. Yes. So in real time, we are going to schedule this process because it may not be possible for the managers to remember and when to run and all. Say for example, if I wanted to schedule any program, planning, min-max planning, and this I wanted to schedule every day or every week or every month, then select the program. Here you give the parameters. You also set restock as yes, because I don't know which items are there. So after selecting all these parameters, now you go to schedule, and here run as soon as possible, meaning it is run only just for once. And here periodically meaning here run every 1 day, run every 1 week, run every 1 month, run every 1 hour, run every 1 minute. If I go for run every 1 week, and how long you wanted to run, you can also give the end date, like say for example for an year or for 2 years or continuously. There is no end date. Don't give the end date here, just give only start date here. And here I'll just run it for every minute just to understand. Every minute, say here when I submit this, it has run twice here. So it is run and it is in scheduled. Now here once after 1 minute again both will run, will go to pending schedule. So continuously it keeps on, say it is running. After completion of this, again it goes to pending schedule. This is what you are asking about, right?
Yes, I'm asking about the requisition input. It automatically triggered the minimum, what is it? Item quantity is less than the minimum. Then it automatically trigger the requisition import program. That is also we need to schedule requisition import program.
You cannot schedule requisition import program in this context, because requisition import program can import the requisitions from various other sources. Like we can import the requisitions from order management, manufacturing, inventory and all. So source is one of the parameter which is compulsory required at the time of scheduling our requisition import program. So here, say what matters whether you schedule this program or that program. You are asking me about how do you schedule a program, right?
Oh no. I'm just asking it will trigger or we need to do like we need to schedule like the we need to schedule. I'm asking.
You cannot schedule requisition import program because we don't know from which source we are going to import the requisitions. That is what I said.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Here you see, when I'm trying to schedule requisition import program, say it is compulsory to give the source here. If I don't give the source, then here I don't, meaning once after importing the requisitions of, say here it is showing us only one inventory. Are we going to import the requisitions only from inventory source, or are we going to import from other sources as well? That is work in process, that is MRP planning, or order management, or inventory, or there are so many other sources here. So here all the time the source will not come automatically. Whatever the data which is there in my interface table and from which source the data is available in the interface table, only those sources will appear here in this list of values here. Meaning here don't get confused that here it is only one source, that is inventory. We have even other sources, but as of now in my interface table I have the data belongs to only which module here? Inventory module.
But that parameter is not non-mandatory, so we can leave it blank and we can schedule it, right, sir?
As you wish. Here you go to schedule, periodical, and you schedule it.
Then it will consider all the sources, right, sir, and different sources.
I'm not sure.
You want. Okay.
Meaning if you have the data, meaning the point here is the procurement department should have the option to import the data as per for what source they have to procure the material. So by default it imports the data for all the sources. Then there is no point in where the user can decide from which source they wanted to import the data. If you want that way, you can implement.
Okay, got it.
You understood the difference between organization level and sub-inventory level? Any questions
Yes,
on
sir.
that?
Understood.
Now we'll start with reorder point planning. And here review requisitions in purchasing. Reorder point planning. So this is a planning method which is generally implemented for very costly items. Here, min-max planning is generally for what? Fast moving goods. Like for example, we are going to run some retail store. So in, say, take the example of DMart. Say in a retail store, we have some grocery or some some material like soaps and all. Now, this you can, for these particular kind of items, we can implement min-max planning because because it is all fast moving. When the stock levels are going to fall so and so level, immediately we can replace some thousands of quantity here. But say for example, we have electronics like televisions or so there it may not be possible for you to implement min-max planning, like meaning because electronics, this I mean to say these gadgets versions keep on changing or the latest version is going to come, and we cannot have a dead investment on such kind of costly items. So we have to plan such kind of material depending upon our consumption demand. Like especially if you take the example of cars. So is that the cars manufacturing company is going to keep on manufacturing the cars and keep it in stock and supply to the dealers, or how about it? Say if you are going to just see some cars, once after booking the order, they start the manufacturing of that particular car. That is the reason they take some 6 months or 7 months for us to deliver the car. Meaning it all depends upon the consumption demand. Meaning depending upon the orders being booked on that particular item, the manufacturer is going to start the manufacturing process because it's a costly matter. So some lakhs of rupees which are invested in order to manufacturing. So for such kind of items, we'll be going for this reorder point planning methods, meaning it is basically for very costly items.
Like ATO items.
Yeah, most of the ATO items you can say. But again, when I say ATO, don't ask me where do you manufacture this. So I'm just purchasing the material.
Okay.
So here it is for basically for what? Very costly items, and it totally depends upon